is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have installations of the two medical waste incinerators at the Ministry of the Hospital Peltier. In Africa, more than 41 million Africans threatened by food insecurity. Welcome to our newsroom. The approach of Eid al-Fitr, which is the Muslim holiday, the popular gathering party of for progress (RPP), multiplies the actions for the poor families, especially children from a modest background. Thus, a real caravan of donations of new clothes was set up in the different annexes of Djibouti city. In the early evening yesterday, Tuesday, April 18, the annex of RPP party in the commune of Laos hosted ceremonies of handing over clothes for the benefit of orphaned children. First, the annex of RPP of Ahiba, which granting new clothes of the Eid took place in the presence of the Secretary of Defense of the party, Hassan Umar Hamad Burhan, and so the participations of parliamentarians including Hussein Abdul Qadir, Fatuma Dawood, as well as the executives of the annex of RPP party. Then it was the turn of RPP Annex District 7 that the donation ceremony continued in the presence of the senior party official, in this case the Vice President of the RPP party, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamal Mohammed, accompanied by executive members of the RPP, have granted the donations of clothes for the benefit of orphaned children. At the end, it was the turn of the District 5 to host the ceremony of granting new clothes for Eid al-Fitr from modest families and orphans. This ceremony was attended by the Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Ahmed Awale, under the high patronage of the Prime Minister and President of RTD, Abdul Qadir Khan Mohammed, started yesterday evening a large-scale operation in which the party proceeded to a series of redistribution clothes for the benefit of children from families in precarious situations. The municipality of Balbala, the operations of distribution of clothes were held at the annexes of RPP of Sheikh Musa, PK 12, and City Nasib Sheikh Musa. The delegates of the ruling party handed out the clothes to 100 orphan children from families in need living in these neighborhoods, as well as the neighboring neighborhoods. Sheikh Musa, the delegation went to the annex of PK 12 district for the distributions of the Eid clothes. This regard more than 100 orphans of children from poor families also Eid clothes granted by the RP party. In an interview granted to the RTD, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, said we are in the of RPP and Nasib district to distribute the clothes of the Eid in favor of orphan children or resulting from the families of the weak incomes. They also stressed that this act of charity is a way to approach and his fellow citizens in this period of the festival of Eid al-Fitr. More than 5,000 children will benefit from gifts of the Eid, she said. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rabil Abdullah, inaugurated yesterday morning the installations of two smokeless and electrical waste incinerators for the Peltier General Hospital and the Sheikh Hospital in Balbala. Month worth $100,000, about 25 million allocated for the Republic of Djibouti. This project is part of a larger effort funded by the World Bank through the Zero Stunting Project. A medical waste incinerator is designated for the complete destruction of waste from the daily activities of hospitals manufactured to provide optimal results through a mechanism of maximum is in the main furnace with a combustion temperatures up of 1,200 degrees and respecting the standards and the World Health Organization concerning the destructions of bacteria and viruses as the handling, treatment, and disposal of these new smokeless incinerators have no adverse health and environmental consequences compared to the other incinerators that these had. Training was also carried by for the staff of all the health factories. The Minister of Health stressed that our country, through its funding, will ensure a modern management of medical waste treatment, but also to accompany our health structures to improve health services. As part of the in on the blessed month of Ramadan, Tuesday evening, the Saglu Room of Djibouti Sheraton Hotel hosted the award ceremony to the winners of competitions organized by as part of the various activities in the blessed month of Ramadan. The event was attended in addition to the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo, all staffs and senior staffs of the minister, participants in the competition, members of the jury, and representatives of the civil society. On this occasion, the young girls and boys who have distinguished themselves during the competition of e-sport tournament, the young people of the Intercity soccer tournament, and the victorious troops of the Qasaid competition received from the hand of the responsible persons and guests present on the spot the prizes and certificate by way of rewards under the applause of the attendance.
nagu garsii wasaaradda dhaqanka ee maaragtay dhalinta u canqabateena ilaahay u gargaar baan leenahay adigu ilaahay gargaar adigu ilaahay gargaar gargaarkaaga un baa wax tiray ilaahay gargaar dariiqa xaqaha ku dhalinyarada ujeedada looga leeyahay way fahmaan iyaguna maaragtay gartaan bismillaahir rahmaanir rahiim baarik allahumma lana fi ramadan baarik allahumma lana fi shahri ramadan baarik allahumma lana fi shahri ramadan اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلاة نجنا بها من جميع الأهوال والآفات وتغضي لنا بها من جميع الحاجات وتطهرنا بها من جميع السيئات وترفعنا بها عندك على الدرجات وتطلقنا بها أقصى الغايات من جميع الخيرات في الحياة وبعد الممات.
In speech, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Momin Asowe, welcomed the success of the organization and implementation of activities in the framework of the month of Ramadan. It is me a great pleasure to be here tonight at the end of the activities in honor of the blessed month of Ramadan. I say congratulations to the winners of the various competitions. Aldi Muhammad, Director General of the Research Center for Studies of Djibouti, Engineer Muhammad Ismail Noor, Director of the National Agency of Meteorology, signed it today Wednesday up 19-2023 a partnership agreement in the premises of CERD. Under the agreement, CERD and the National Agency of Meteorology both agree to collaborate in the following areas, organizations, and joint research program participation development project in the hydroclimatological file, design and development, and the sharing of a common hydroclimatological network, exchange of researcher, and exchanges of postgraduate students, exchanges of documents and teaching materials, organizations of seminars and scientific conference, thesis supervisions. A few before the Eid al-Fitr, the population of sub-prefectures and chief town of the region is permanently to move to buy the Eid for children. The population of the sub-prefecture move to the chief town as a town of the feast Eid al-Fitr. However, the gendarmerie for Tajora decided to tells this at road of the Pika 9 to carry out a strict control on the controlled way in order to avoid any risks of accident related to the overload when the police is active and performs patrol movement in every corners of the city, so that our citizens can really support themselves on the market in safety. A few days of the feast of Eid al-Fitr, the population circulation is on the northern region corridor, so that the transit in all safety. About the Eid al-Fitr, the Secretary of State in charge of sport proceeded to the distribution of new clothes to orphans in the evening on the 17th, 2023, after the Iftar praying feast. The distribution operation took place at the headquarters of the prefecture of Obok region, in the presence of the Secretary of State in charge of sports, the Vice President of the Regional Council, the President of the Annex, the various officials, elders of the OPOC regions, as well as members of the families of the beneficiary children, and the signs of solidarity. In a speech delivery this occasion, the Secretary of State in charge of sports recalled that more than 115 orphan children have benefited this year from this noble initiative, dear to our party RPP, to allow these children to live in joy and the festival of Eid, just like our children. After a few days, the framework of the Blessed Mass of Ramadan, the National Agency for Persons with Disability, they held this special needs the ceremony donations in the region of Al Sabha. The charity initiative follow and resembles the approach of Eid al-Fitr. It has put smiles on the faces of more than 200 people and children with special needs who have been given new clothes. Thus, this ceremony took place. This is so the presence of the prefect of the region, the coordinator, manager, and the staff of the region, office of the agency, several penalties, and all the beneficial people with the special needs have and Piasha, head of Director General Dual Said, the deep health and will always remain out of the people's special needs. These gifts, which come at the right times with the approach of Eid. The organizer of the Ramadan Sport Tournament and received this morning's cap and medals during a ceremony of handing over organized at the Buled Stadium. The Secretary of State in charge of Sports is Hassan Mohammed Mila, and other sports officials, the Secretary General of the State's Department of Sport, Ibrahim Idris, the General Director of PS, Mr. Mohammed Omar, the Director of Sport, Mr. Abshir Ali Hassan, the Director of Stadium, Quraisha Qureshi, and the Director of Infrastructure and Training, Hassan Kako, attended this event. The organizers of President of the Association were congratulated for their dedication and commitment. Ramadan tournament are ritual to dominate dominates this holy month in every region where sports competition before after Iftar in Obogin have vibrated last night to the rhythms of the final organized at the sport complex of several disciplines where the meeting, including the king sport that is football, basketball, volleyball, and Pitong. The Secretary of State for Sports, Hassan Mohammed Kamil, honored with his presence the event alongside the personalities of the region. After the games, the players involved called to the podiums to receive the caps and medals from the hands of officials. After a month reaching activities and emotion, the tournament of Ramadan 2023 had just announced its closing. A great atmosphere of festival thanks to the public jubilation. The Djibouti Judo Federation also organized its Ramadan tournament, which allowed it to grant which other the judoka Djibouti around their common passion. The competition took place at the Guled Stadium in a friendly and sportive atmosphere where each participant could give the best of himself. The fight were refereed with rigorous and impartiality in order to guarantee the equity of the result. The winners will be rewarded with medals and trophy, but the most important thing was to participate and share common moments of sport. For 30 days, the Muslim world is immersed in a period of Ramadan. This month is punctuated in a dual atmosphere and awaken the Muslim world lives in the singular rhythms atmospheres and calms sinner. The capital of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mogadishu, has welcomed Ramadan with joy under a peaceful sky. The values of this month, the capital of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mogadishu, has welcomed Ramadan with joy under a peaceful sky. The population will again be able to celebrate this period according to the traditions as it is an atmosphere that the population has performed this practice in a quiet that he had not felt for years. These stores were besieged by large streams of customers. They have invited the main streets of the city to begin the purchases of Eid and even before the advent of the holy month of Ramadan. After several days of fighting, the population of Khartoum in Sudan is trapped without water and electricity. The situation in the hospitals is just as serious, in particular for 3 hospitals in Khartoum which are now out of service, and even catastrophic and deplorable situation where the injured can no longer access hospital care, hospitals are no longer functioning, and above all, ambulances cannot circulate freely due to the violence in the street. This situation, which are paralyzed the health infrastructure, has not spared the road infrastructure. The main arteries of bridges, the capital, are in a deplorable state today. Electricity and waters have disappeared. In some places are available for a few hours. In addition, these clashes have resulted in the emergence of a real food shortage that leaves the specter of famine looming in the collective consciousness of the population. For the international scene, over 1 million people, African, at risk of food insecurity, and with more than 4 million people at risk during this year's season. The food insecurity situation is becoming alarming in West and Central Africa. This is according to the World Bank, which also estimated a new report that 29 million people are currently dependent on emergency food aid. The financial institutions attributed the high incidence of malnutrition in the region of fragility and conflict, high levels of poverty, accelerating climate change, low agricultural productivity, and environmental degradation. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.